Hey, what's up, guys? Wanted to do a quick video on a small but growing collection of horror soundtracks. A lot of labels are starting to redo these, new artwork, remastered, limited edition vinyl, colored vinyl. So it's really a good time to start getting into it. So I have a small collection here. These are all found in the wild. I don't order anything online for these, just because I love going into record stores and just, flipping through them and then being, and just kind of finding them by surprise. So real quick, I do have two cassette soundtracks that I'll start with because one of them is really cool. I have Dario Argento's Creepers on cassette, and yes, I found this in the wild. I believe this one was a flea market. Then I was just flipping through some random tapes, Pat Benatar, Lionel Richie, whatever, and here we go. I found this in there. It's in really good condition. It doesn't look like it's ever been played, and that's definitely a welcome addition to my collection. I also have a pretty good cassette tape collection in general. A lot of weird, obscure stuff, normal stuff, industrial stuff, rock, thrash. Second on cassette, Return of the Living Dead. Yes, this is an awesome soundtrack. I love Return of the Living Dead. Had to get this. This one I also found in the wild. I don't remember where. It might have even been a VHS show. Yeah, this one's really cool. It was a really cool find on cassette. So, first on vinyl, I have Demons. 666 copies. This one's pretty cool. Some of these are still sealed. I haven't, opened them yet. More for the collectability, but I have gotten around to listening to them before. That's the back. That one's pretty neat. And we have Friday the 13th Part 6. That's a really good one. Really cool design on the front. This is a waxwork edition. Very thick, very heavy. Really cool artwork. Just amazing. I mean, just the going price for these, $30-$40. You can't, as soon as you see the artwork on these, it's like, man, I have to have it. Am I even going to listen to it? But yeah, I will definitely get around to this. My son actually likes listening to these with me. Some of these he actually picked out, or one of these he picked out. Next up, Friday the 13th Part 5. It's another one I picked up, found in the wild. Another one I saw, probably got it about at the same time I got Friday the 13th Part 6. But once again, you see the artwork on it and you feel it in your hands. It's really cool. Really cool collectability to it. And the soundtracks are pretty neat too. This one is the new beginning. Yeah, no, this is the final chapter. This is Friday the 13th, the final chapter. This one, not sealed anymore, so I flip it open and see. It's just incredible artwork in these. These things are so hard to pass up, and a lot of time, every time I go into a record store, I'm like, all right, I'm going to buy one or two, or I'm looking for something specific or random, like and I come across these, and it's like, I gotta have these. But yeah, they're so amazingly done. They put so much detail into these. I mean, they're addicting. They're just awesome. Next up, we have They Live. Classic freaking John Carpenter flick. And I think Alan Howarth worked on this as well. Actually, yeah, he did. This is one from Death Waltz. I don't know if there's any really crazy artwork inside, but definitely a cool soundtrack. Definitely a cool movie. This one is Cat People. Giorgio Moroder does a lot of synthesizer stuff out of the 80s, so this was pretty cool. This is one I think, this might have actually been a Goodwill score now that I think of it. So, that's pretty cool. The Lost Boys. This is a really good one. I have this on cassette. I want to say, because I met Jason Patrick at one of the Monster Manias, and I swore I had this record and I couldn't find it, and of course I find it now. I ended up getting a cassette signed by him with a fold out of the Lost Boys soundtrack, and now I can't find it, but it's somewhere. And here we are. It would have been much cooler to get the vinyl soundtrack, but I didn't find it at the time. Yeah, there's a couple cult 80s movies in here. So The Breakfast Club, signed by Anthony Michael Hall. If you don't know, that's this guy. Totally cool, totally awesome to meet in person. So that's pretty cool. And I love this movie. I'm an 80s kid. Another signed one, Gremlins. I think Peter Gabriel did this one. I want to say Peter, yeah. And then, yeah, it's signed by Zach Galligan. Really cool. I have quite a few things signed by Zach Galligan. I have a lunchbox. Anytime he shows up, I get something signed for him. I'm always in his lines whenever I go to the cons. Real nice guy. And, you know, this crazy little movie kind of got everything started for me, so. What is this? Okay, so this is actually a fantasy movie, but the cool thing is Tangerine Dream is an amazing ambient and dark ambient band. They do a lot of experimental stuff. They do a lot of new age stuff. So soundtracks are right up their alley. I believe Tangerine Dream did the soundtrack for Near Dark. But either way, some of their work is incredible, and they're a really good band. They're all split up now, I think. Repo Man, this is a hell of a soundtrack. Iggy Pop, Black Flag, Suicidal Tendencies. So you got a lot of really good bands on here, a lot of good punk bands. Let's see what the back looks like on that. That's a really cool soundtrack. Halloween 2, this one I got signed by Alan Howarth. This was another Death Waltz release. Yes. Another Death Waltz release, and this one's really cool. And this one actually sounds amazing. Zombie. Another Death Waltz release. And I believe this is colored vinyl. Not much on the back there. Next up, Halloween Ends. So yeah, I was in the record store, and Dexter was with me. That's my 5-year-old that loves horror. And he had to have it. As soon as we came home and got in my room, he had to play it. We had to listen to it. So this is more, you know, this is more on his end. And he really wanted this. It's not a bad soundtrack, honestly. It wouldn't have been something I would have picked up on my own if my kid wouldn't have been bugging me. Dawn of the Dead. Oh, yeah. So this is Goblin. This one, I haven't listened to this particular record yet. I definitely have listened to the soundtrack before. Goblin, another amazing band. And an amazing movie. And last but not least, hey, that's not a soundtrack, but it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is a laser disc, and I just wanted to show it off because it is just minty fresh, and it's freaking awesome. And no, I don't have a laser disc player. I do pick up horror movies on laser disc here and there. They're usually pretty cheap. I can usually honestly dig them. I've dug them out of old vinyl record bins before and gotten them for pennies on the dollar. But this one was just, I couldn't pass this up. This one was amazing. I mean, it looks like it's never been touched. And that's pretty cool. And that's all I got, guys. Definitely going to be getting more of these as I go along. Kind of tough now with October. I'm kind of setting aside stuff for, you know, animatronics and different Halloween decor for the house and for the kids. I have a lot of stuff coming up. But, yeah, that's my collection so far. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed.